a second, and that's what it did. Hey, guys, it is Thursday. Very excited to have the lady I know is Kim Lacey, but she is Kim Lacey Dill on the show today. Oh, hello.
That was my daughter.
Hi, daughter. How are you? Super excited. We went to college together. She was much younger, but I was on the extended program and the master's program and all that good stuff. So welcome to the show. I'm very excited for you to talk. I'm excited to catch up. Excited to see you. Tell them about you, Kim, while I smell this amazing food that I'm going to try later.
Okay, well, I'm Kim Dill, and I own Create Your Nature along with my husband Dan, which we opened about three and a half years ago. And so we're located in Winter Park, and it's a predominantly healthy cafe is the best way to describe it. We specialize in acai bowls, oatmeals, salads. We have other healthy snacks, and we have a variety of different types of oatmeals. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
So about you, we're going to get to Create Your Nature.
Ooh,
we want to know about Kim first. So tell us a little bit about you.
Went to UCF undergrad, like you said, with you. Then went to law school. So I practiced law for about 19 years, which now.
Oh my God, I don't think I knew that. That is terrible.
That aged me even more. And then my husband and I were on a trip for our anniversary to Austin, Texas, wonderful place, and had our first acai bowl. And that's what got us talking about that would be really cool to have something like that in Central Florida. And so we started kicking the idea around. And from the time of our trip, 3 years and a week later, we opened our doors and I got to stop practicing law. And so now I'm like the acai lady. And so we have
the acai lady makes sense to me. That reminds me of your free spirit and your wanting to help people, which I know attorneys do too. But what about going though from liking it, right, enjoying it, having your first one, to making a business out of it? So what was that process like?
So we first kind of searched around. I literally Googled all throughout Florida, like acai bowl places, because I wanted to get an idea, like what was this business like? The East Coast tends to be behind the West Coast on things. And so I wanted to start searching it. And so we started looking around to see like how many places in the state of Florida even had acai bowls. And I could count maybe, I think 5 back then. Yeah. So we thought, all right, that's a good thing that we should try and bring to this area. But people may not just want to come just for an acai bowl, especially if they don't even know what it is. Because a lot of people don't even know how to pronounce it. Oh, and you say acai and they don't know you're talking about what a lot of people call acai bowls. And so when you tell everyone what it is, then they're like, oh yeah, I've had that. I love it. So we thought, well, what else can we bring that will attract people to have a variety? So we were talking about salads, and we did not want to like compete with any of the great businesses in town, but we thought what can make ours a little different? So we ended up getting in contact with Ancient Olive in Park Avenue, and all of our dressings are balsamic vinegars and olive oils. So that was another menu item. And then we thought, okay, is there anything else we could add? And Dan had been on a trip and he came home. He's like, we have to have oatmeal. Oatmeal's a new thing. We got to, so we went with oatmeal and decided, let's take that to a new level. Let's have savory ones and sweet ones, not just your standard breakfast oatmeal, but something you can have in the afternoon. So that became our main menu board. And then we started saying, okay, let's look, where could we be? So I wanted to be on 1792 because that's like the main vein for everybody, whether you're in downtown or you're up in Altamont or Baldwin Park, College Park, wherever. And so it took us about 1.5 years looking for space. And it also took us about probably a good year of menu prep and going through it. And we ate a lot of acai bowls. Our friends, I have to give a shout out here. Everyone will know, but our what used to be our annual Memorial Day trip was down to Delray Beach, Florida, called Right by the Sea. And so all of our friends were our guinea pigs when we got our first big blender in, and we took it down there and we had everyone taste it. I was learning how to make acai bowls. I wasn't even making them right. And they were all of our guinea pigs, like just trying it and give us opinions and what do they think. So that was, years ago, but they were all part of the process to help us figure out how to get that menu started and where to go from. But it was definitely a good year of eating a lot of acai and oatmeal and salads and trying different things. And the guys.
So I want to start with one and then ask you a question. Which should I start with first? Kim brought over cool beans, and then she brought over a savory oatmeal, correct?
Lacy Caprese, which is probably one of our #1 selling oatmeals.
So what should I start with, as I'm going to ask you a question?
We'll go with the oatmeal because I'm hoping it's still warm for you.
It is. We made sure. All right. Okay. So let's talk about oatmeal, though. You're right. I think of the stuff I had as a kid, but I kept hearing how people were doing oats in a different way, and it wasn't the sweet, sugary way. So tell me, you all can't see, but you can see it's green and red, and it's got some deliciousness at the bottom. So this is Lacy's Caprese.
Lacy Caprese, yeah.
Yes.
Dan came up with that name because he knows I love caprese salad. So it's our take, a fun spin. And make sure you stir it around real good too. You got to get all the flavors together. So it's our spin on a caprese salad. So we took it and we wanted it to be something you could eat in the evening. And the easiest way to make people wrap their head around this concept is to think of risotto, because we cook our oatmeal all day and we make it real thick. It's not like the crunchy steel cut oatmeal, but it's like kind of thick, like risotto. And once I tell people that, then they can kind of say, all right, I get this, because that one has tomatoes and avocado and sea salt and Parmesan cheese. And
that's so good.
Good. Oh, you're supposed to like it. And you can even have a
baking, so you would know.
With it, just saying.
I love this. It is like a risotto consistency a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love that. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought to put savory with anything.
Right. We have another one very similar that's just Parmesan cheese and sea salt and cracked black pepper and olive oil as well. And that's like a real basic one, but it's great.
So tell me what an acai bowl really is, because you said earlier, well, I wasn't making them right. What's the right way?
So you need a really good blender, because let me back up for a minute. The type of acai that we use is unsweetened. So you can't buy it pre-made, like just scoop it out of a container. A lot of places will use a pre-sweetened version that's available, which is really handy. It comes like in a big ice cream tub, scoop it out, put it in a bowl, and you're good to go. But when you buy the unsweetened version, which is what we have, there's no sugars in there, so it doesn't blend up and stay in what you would consider like an ice cream or maybe like a sorbet consistency. So we have to blend it with frozen fruit and water when we make it in the cafe. And I had to learn how to blend it initially to get the right consistency. And so it took a lot of practice with, do you thaw it out? Do you hammer it? How much water do you add? We didn't want to add a bunch of juices. Some places do that. I wanted to keep it as low in sugar as possible. So we just use water. So it was really just learning how to balance out how much frozen fruit, how much acai, what different bases did we want to have, because we have 3 predominantly different ones that you can choose from. Acai tends to be a bitter berry to begin with. So you want to kind of get it mild and yet a little bit of sweetness to it. So it was just go around over and over of blending and scooping and figuring out what was the right ratio of things to get it a thick consistency. One of our good friends, I'll give her a shout out, Dana Longcar, who lives in Orlando here, calls it the spoonable smoothie, because you can eat it with a spoon. It's like a smoothie you would drink, but you eat it with a spoon because it's so thick in consistency.
I love anything that's creative. So just because you happen to like it, did you already have because this is healthy. To me, this is healthy. I think you put vegetarian with some vegan on your menu somewhere on your website.
Right.
Were you already living that lifestyle, or has this upped the ante? Were you a healthy person before, or has owning the restaurant helped make you more of a healthy person?
I would say a combination of both. I mean, we were relatively healthy before. We watched things. Our girls were relatively healthy too. We weren't like over the top, but it's definitely, I think, educated us more on things, helped us be more cognizant of things. It's also helped me, I think, to appreciate that different lifestyles have different needs. You've got different conditions out there. So I wasn't opening, and we weren't saying it has to be a vegetarian cafe, but with the dynamic of the menu we wanted, it became that, and that's what it is. But we also wanted to we learned the awareness about some things gluten-free, and you've got people with allergies and people with sensitivity. So it all kind of morphed because we wanted a certain wellness and healthy brand. And so that's kind of part of the name too. My husband came up with the name Create Your Nature. And it was, come in and order what you want, but you can also be creative and create what you want. And you can take it a step further and create who you want to be. If you're changing your lifestyle, if you're trying to get healthier, let this be a stepping stool for you. Get creative with it, and create who you want to be and what you want to do and how you want to do it. So we didn't want it to be just a food, but kind of something above that.
I love anything that's creative like this. I like to pick my own stuff out, although sometimes I get overwhelmed. You know how when you're creating, you're like, ooh, that might be good together. But do you all change up you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I wasn't sure. Do you change up the menu some? Do you do things that are seasonal that come in? Because that must be fun. I would want to eat this every day. By the way, it's delicious.
There's a lot of fun that goes with it. We have our set menu. We have staple items that are always there. We have changed a couple here and there that maybe didn't sell as well, and we realized we could tweak it a little better. But we have a lot of fun. Our menu board, the names that are on there, Dan came up with a lot of them. He's pretty creative. We also got friends involved when we were first making some of the bowls. We're like, hey, we need some fun. We need some help with this. Help us come up with his name. We had some T-shirts before that had different slogans on them. We had friends help. In fact, I'm going to give more shout out. Donna Myra Spates, Lauren
awesome.
Scott, Julie Eastwood. They were all involved with some fun names. And then we tell our team as well, the girls, we have a great team of young girls that are all creative. So what we do is we switch things out seasonally. We have a regular rotation. Our one oatmeal on the menu, SOFO, which is seasonal oats for Orlando. Little play on.
Love it.
That changes out frequently. And that also will have different preserves added from a local woman, Betsy Burkett, heavens to Betsy. She makes all the preserves we use. But we also have fun with, we'll have a bowl right now. Our Sunday SOFO is for the summertime. We'll have different seasonal acai bowls and smoothie bowls. We had a spring fling smoothie bowl that we had in the spring. We'll have different ones as Christmas comes around. We have Frosty the Snow Bowl, which is a fun Christmas one. So we change it up all the time. We do have a lot of fun with the names, like our one quinoa salad, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We love Star Wars. And so we had fun trying to come up with a name for that one. So there's always a regular side menu, if you will, of specialty items. We always have a back to school bowl. We'll have something in the fall. So we keep our main menu, and then we do have the specialty things that switch out like every month, maybe every few months. So there's always something going on. And the girls are encouraged, if you come up with an idea, go ahead, let's see what it is. And in fact, we've got Shannon came up with one of our bowls, the Rainbow, for June. And we have another one called Legends of the Fall, which Taylor, who no longer works with us, she's off being a physical therapist now. She came up with that one. Nikki, I call her my mix master because she mixes all of our chia puddings. And she loves to help. Like, we come up with new chia puddings all the time, and she helps to try and come up with different recipes for that. So the girls are great. They're really creative too.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to ask you another question, but I want you to tell me what I'm going to take a bite of first. What's next on my agenda? Look at that, guys.
Oh, I just lost you a minute, Ted. I think you froze up.
This is cool beans, right? Uh-oh, did you leave me? Well, I know this is cool beans because I saw it on the thing. So I'm going to take a bite. Let's hope Kim comes back.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, I lost you for a second and then you lost me. Can you see me or hear me?
I can see you and hear you as I'm eating cool beans. Tell me about cool beans.
So we decided to come up with a few jarred salads for a couple of reasons. Trying to get a bowl of a bean salad, like all the dressings will just sink to the bottom. It's not really appealing. And so we thought if we came up with one in a jar, you can take it with you if you want to eat part of it, because bean salads can tend to be filling. So eat part of it, put it back in the fridge. If you don't want it that day, you can keep it for 5 days at home. If you want to add it over greens, a lot of people will do that. So we have 3 different versions of our jarred salads, which is a great, if you're in a hurry, come in and grab it, take it with you, keep it at home, however you want to do it. They have it's about a week, but we do 5 days as a little bit more precautionary just for freshness. And you just shake it around real good because the dressing's already in there.
This is phenomenal. Tell me what's in it.
So that's got, I'm going off the top of my head. That's got black beans, chickpeas, diced celery, tomatoes, mint. I think that one has some cilantro, and I'm thinking there's cucumber in that one too.
So good.
Yay!
See, that to me is that. First of all, it makes it easy because you did all the work.
Right.
You cut everything up, and you made it all look good and pretty. I can't imagine doing all of that. But I love the fact that it's healthy. It's healthy. You got lots of love. People are sending you tons of love, by the way, and I promise I'll respond. Hey, everybody.
Thank you.
So what did you do during COVID? How did that impact your business?
We are very fortunate in the sense that because we're a small business, I only have seating for 10 to 12 people inside. So I said, okay, first step, let's just go to go only. So we kind of put one of our sidewalk signs in front of our double doors. We initially had our double doors open as an opening, but we found out a different system that worked better. But essentially, we stayed in to-go mode only. I didn't change the hours. I wanted to keep everything as consistent for our guests as we could. We have a lot of early morning people that I said, they're still going to the hospital to work and they're still going here or there. And I did not want to change it up on them. So we kept our hours the same. We kept the menus the same. We just switched to go only. We set up our one door as the entry where you could just step in the cafe to simply place an order. Or we just kept encouraging everybody, call in, pay for it over the phone, or pay for it when you pick it up. We have an app free to download. You can get it on the Apple Store or on Google Play. And we also have online ordering through the website. So I just kept, and we have 4 delivery services. So I just kept promoting over and over and over, we're here to go only, come in. And I just, as needed, we cut like the team back on hours just to balance out the labor with slower sales. But we said, as long as we can ride it out, we're going to ride it out. And so that's what we've been doing.
And so did you open back up like everybody else with the 25%? You have not.
I figured my guests would probably kill me if I did that because I would have to have someone standing like a bouncer saying, okay, I've got 4 people in here that can be eating and ordering and I can't let anybody else in. And people are going to be waiting outside to either try to come in or try to order. And I thought that's just creating so much chaos for everybody. I would rather just stay to go only right now. It's simple. You can get all your food still. Nothing has changed other than just come pick it up or come order it and take it with you. And that's it.
So what's on your, first of all, I love that because I think a lot of restaurants, a lot of places they want to get back to normal, but they weren't prepared for the number of people that you really have to watch that.
Right.
And people are very cognizant of it and they're very judgy of it. So if you have too much out there, nobody, people say they don't mind waiting. And then all of a sudden you read all these things about people getting frustrated. So I applaud you for taking your time before that all comes out. What do you want to do next? What's next? Are you going to franchise? Are you going to build this up?
We've kicked around. Ideally, we would love to have it. I call it the star location of having one at UCF and one at Lake Mary and one downtown and one at Dr. Phillips and Windermere and one at Lake Nona. Ideally, I would love to do that. It's been a very good learning experience as far as running a small business and everything that goes into it besides just the food. So we've talked about different ideas of, how would we go about if we could try to expand. Is franchising a possibility? We were actually talking a little more about that before the virus hit, so that kind of put everything on a halt. And then our other big thing though right now is we are really discussing about a food truck. So rather than most places that start with a food truck and then go to brick and mortar, we are looking at it as a way to supplement it, but also just to help get to people that may still not be familiar with us. And so a lot of our friends, I started doing some personal deliveries during the virus just to help get business out. There's a bunch of areas down here near downtown Conway where they love our food, but like anybody else, unless it's on your route, they may not get to us. And so I started doing these personal deliveries, and I had some people saying, what about a food truck? What about a food truck? And I said, we've talked about it. And then we started saying more. They're like, you could be like the acai lady instead of the ice cream man. I'm like, good. So we've kind of been discussing that as an option. The girls in the cafe, they would love to work in the food truck too. So that's something that we're talking about right now.
That's awesome. I think that's cool. Yeah, you're right. It's usually the other way around. But right. I think with the fact that we've been sequestered and quarantined, food trucks actually are a little bit more attractive, I think. So good for you, because any way you can get this food out, the better. I mean, because it's delicious. All right. So tell them what's your favorite memory. Do you have any favorite memories of UCF? I'm dating us, but you're way younger than me. Oh. But anything that sticks out in your mind. We had such a good time. It was a different world back then, but it was still amazing.
I would say I guess this isn't. I mean, oh my gosh, I have so many fun memories. In fact, I did an outdoor birthday dinner last night on my back patio, as Jennifer Horn-Bastito calls it, smart socializing, and it was all sorority sisters, and so we were reminiscing last night and cracking up about things. But rather than having one favorite memory, I think what I like about us being when we were back in college, and this is going to sound very parental, but I don't mean it that way, but I'm glad there wasn't social media for obvious reasons, but because we all have our memories and we all get to talk about them, and it's not that we were all having a good time because we were having a good time. We weren't trying to take a picture to show everybody what we were doing or how dumb we were being or whatever was going on.
So true.
But we were just generally having a good time. And now when you get with friends that you were in school with years ago, whether it's high school or college, you're reminiscing and you're cracking up as to who remembers what, and you're sharing those memories. And I like appreciating it that way much better.
Me too. I'm with you. I would have been really. It's bad enough there's Polaroids of that time frame. Having a full social media page.
Polaroids.
Ooh, yeah, Polaroids, guys. Yeah, that dates me.
And let me just say, none of us looks good in a toga sheet. I'm just going to say that right now. So
it's crazy. You're so much younger than me. You really are. All right. So, what is the best way for somebody to order? Go to the createyournature.com. Is that the best, or what's your preference if they want to order food?
I would say download our app. Like I mentioned, you can get on the App Store or on Google Play. Createyournature.com is easy as well. And call the cafe, 407-636-3001. Our girls they can take payment over the phone, or they can just say, place your order, they hold it, and then you can pay for it when you get there. But the girls are happy. We have plenty of people that call and say, I'm on my way. Can I get an order? I'll be there in 5 minutes. And the girls will get it going. They're great.
So awesome. I'm so happy for you, proud of you. I love the small business mindset, and I love the spirit that you have. But I mean, I always have. You've always been spirited, but this is great. This is right up. I mean, to me, it seems it fits you. It's a light. These are amazing meals and it's amazing food, guys. You can't make it up. I keep going back.
Good. That's what you're supposed to do.
I know, but I haven't had anybody on yet that I didn't go back. But I'm so afraid when I do this live once, I'm going to go, oh my God, I can't eat another bite of that. But that's kind of the fun of it. But I'm proud of you. I am so happy for you. I think what you're doing is amazing. So reach out to Kim. Definitely get some food from createyournature.com, or call the phone number that she gave you. All the links are there. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun. You're awesome.
Thank you. I love hanging out with you, even if virtually.
I know. This is like probably the most we've had a chance to hang out in a while.
I know. I want to come back when you're back in the Citrus Club so I can sit next to you.
Yes, I know that's coming soon. They opened again this week.
Okay.
So we shall
I'll just come in for a quick recap. Hey, it's me again.
All right. Thank you so much, love. Mwah. It was
Thanks.
wonderful. CreateYourNature.com or just go to the Facebook page that I tagged. You're going to love it, guys. All right. See you guys later.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.